A friend said, if you're satisfied with the way the world is, you don't make things. And so the flip is, if you're not satisfied with the world, you kind of are driven to make stuff, and you make the things that will make the world better. I joined Bose in 1997, mostly out of school as an engineer, but I came to Bose because I wanted a place that was inventing things, and I wanted to share those inventions and figure out how to share them with the world. You know, we all become consumers way too early, and for consumer products, if you just hand some child a finished product, you're handing them the answer. And there's an opportunity to hand them more than that, and that's what we're trying to do with BOSEbuild. We started with a speaker because, well, Bose knows a lot about speakers, and when we talk to kids, they all like music. And yet, if we asked a kid, how does a speaker work? They don't know. In fact, most adults don't know. And so it became an opportunity to show them how a speaker works. And when we started doing that, we realized they were amazed and blown away.
I'm too young to be messing around with people like you. Too young to be on a scene, but I've always wanted to. Not old enough to handle when life gets rough.
We always thought that this would be a good way to get kids excited about how their world works through a speaker because it plays music. And kids who like music listen to music videos, and it was always a part of what we were trying to do to make a music video. But we were trying to find the right artist and the right song to do this. And we got connected to Kaya Stewart, who had a song called Try It Out. And when I heard it, the lyrics were exactly what we were trying to say. It's about being young, curious, not afraid to try things, and through trying it, you know, having the courage to see the results. The day after the shoot, we were able to just work directly with the kids. And I want you to bring this close to the magnet. Or just maybe even, oh.
Whoa, it's shaking. What? You
know, there's that initial moment as to why bringing these two things together makes them jump and move.
Oh, wow.
And how out of that movement you can hear music. It feels like alchemy. It feels like I don't understand how these two things come together and make not just a sound, but music. And then we start unwrapping that onion layer by layer as to understanding all the elements that go into that. You're gonna try this too. Oh. So what's it doing?
It's vibrating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we start with a magnet and a coil. And the child might not even know that it's a magnet and a coil, but we encourage them to play with it and explore. Music is all about moving what's between you and me. What's right here, all around us?
Air?
Right.
Yeah.
When you talk, there are these little things in your throat. Can you go, ah? And then put your fingers on your throat. Ah. Do you feel something shaking in there? And then put your finger on your throat. Ah. Do you feel something shaking in there?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so we hear a sound, there's something that's shaking air. So what do you think these things are?
Magnets.
Right, and what can these things do? They can do two things, depending on how you hold them.
They can repel each other or attract.
Right, so why don't you play with them and try showing them attracting and repelling. And by putting those two things together, and putting some electricity through that coil, all of a sudden that coil starts to move. Just the fact that it moves is an amazing moment. That's something that a child is going to experience in a consumer product, simply from the fact that they might have said, I like to listen to music.
Oh, wow.
Try moving it up and down now.
As it goes lower, it's more louder.
They get to build a paper speaker. Out of a single sheet of paper, they transform that into a working speaker where they can hear music come out of it. Right? Now you don't have to put your ear up to it.
Oh, yeah. Because before you had to...
Get all the way in there.
Yeah.
And then when they're done, rather than have an educational toy that you learn and you play, and when you're done, it goes in the basement to collect dust, the real joy and satisfaction comes from you're left with something that sounds great, you know how it works, you built it, you customized it, and the pride that comes from that, we think makes it more valuable a finished product, consumer product, than if we just handed them a great sounding speaker that we designed and built.
Oh my gosh!
It's going to be so loud.
You can see that
Too young to be messing around with people like you.
You know, if there is a surprise in all of this, it's the reaction the parents have to their own children, not only playing with this, but sharing it with them. That's cool. So they just
the air within that space.
It's the air right above the thing that's shaking. And it's rare that a child shows something to their parent that amazes even the parent. And I love seeing that, and I did not expect that when we first set out to do this. For our typical customer, they don't really want to be bothered with how it works. That's our job. But for kids, they're still curious. They still want to know how the world works. They still would benefit from understanding what's on the inside as well as on the outside. And we thought if we're going to do anything for kids, we should bring those elements front and center.